Bonjour, everybody. Bienvenue, je m'appelle Huw, and welcome back to the Top 14 Digest. This is your weekly short-ish podcast covering all things elite level French rugby, and of course, most importantly, getting the latest of French rugby gossip. I am not on my own, as always. I am joined by my co-host from the Atlantic coast, Madame Maz Mac Bon.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, Maz.
Yes, bonsoir. Yes, I think we've officially got into the bonsoir stage of the year at this stage. Yeah,
The
after the lot.
clocks have gone forwards or
Yeah,
back, and
yeah,
it's pitch black outside, so I think we're in bonsoir.
yeah, we're bonsoir mood. Yes, bonsoir, Hugh. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well. There's no time to lose, Mac Maz.
Mm.
There's that much to talk about. So let's get straight on with it with the scores on 14. And I have the logo ready this week. I have the graphic ready this week. So starting off in the early fixture, Lyon versus La Rochelle, a very strong away win for La Rochelle, 36 points to 19, the only away win of round wheat. Clermont thrashed Cast, 63 points to 14. Clermont's handing out some thrashings, Maz. They are the top point scorers in the top 14 this season. Not many people would have expected that.
No, and four of them were maul tries again. Their pack is going really, really well. So yeah, that was a bit of a hiding, wasn't it?
It was. Probably the most disappointed team of the week will be Pau. They went down 15 points to 10 away in Racing. Racing did not score a try, kicked all of their points via penalties.
Uh-huh.
Poe had a try ruled out, Maz, that for a double movements that maybe a bit
Yeah,
of debate over it, but I think Poe got to be disappointed. That one was there for the taking.
it was, and they were a fanny in the second half. They scored nothing. They also left their young kicker, Despers. He didn't, the two tries that Poe scored, he didn't convert them and he missed a penalty. So he left 7 points out there that were, you know, might have changed things a little bit. And it was a very, very poor second half from them. It really was.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
I'm going
Stade
to have
Francais defeated
I'm
Montpellier
going to have
at
a
home.
small
Oh,
rant.
sorry. What?
I'm going to have a small rant. It's not
Okay.
really about racing, but it's Steno. What he's cut off the dreads. He's not even a quarter of the player that he was. There you go. My rant is over.
That's Ravuta Mada
Yeah.
for people who don't know his nickname, who's signed from the Fijian Drua. He has cut his dreads off, and Maz isn't happy about the
No,
whole
no,
thing.
no.
Um, Stade Francais defeated Montpellier 35 points to 12. More on both of those teams later. We have to take a moment to talk about this, Maz. Perpignan losing once again, this time away to US Montauban, who pick up their first win in the top 14. 29 points to 22. We'll talk more about Perpignan in a moment, but sticking with just Montauban for a second, delighted for them. First win of the season.
Yeah. And it was well deserved. Their kicker, Jerome Bosfiel, he scored, how many points did he score? 19 points, I think. And they score lovely tries. I always say that about them. The tries that they score are really nice tries. And yeah, they have a win, they have a draw at home, and I think they have a losing bonus point at home. So yeah, it was impressive and great atmosphere.
Of course, not bottom of the league despite that otherwise quite poor record, but we'll more on that later.
Yeah.
In the other games of the day, we had Toulouse on Sunday thrashing Toulon 59 points to 24, which actually it doesn't make it sound so bad for Toulon. But I worked out that Toulon have conceded at least 50 points in each of their last three league matches against Toulouse. They just don't turn up for this fixture. And
No.
the, yeah, from a Toulouse point of view, I think this is probably their best performance of the season.
Yeah, definitely it was. And it's not just even Toulon, it's other teams when they go away, top contender teams, they're taking 30, 40 points. For teams that are in the top four, top five, they shouldn't be doing that away from home. And as you say, this fixture it's never a good one for Toulon, is it?
No, they won it by 1 point 4 games ago, but apart from that, it's been terrible. And I was at the one in Marseille. That's confirmed again for this year, by the way. Not that I'm going to it, but the game is moved to Marseille in the big
Yeah,
stadium
yeah,
again.
yeah. It's their big local derby. What do they call them? Fan days or something? Is it? I can't remember
I
which
don't
one it is.
know. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
on to the game of the week, Maz. Now, none of the games were that particularly close. We could have, like, Racing versus Pau was close, but it wasn't that much of
Mm,
a thriller. You could say
there
that
wasn't.
Montauban versus Perpignan was a close game, like a kind of important game. But we've just decided, because we like them, that our game of the week is going to be UBB against Bayonne, because we like both of these teams, and it was UBB's best performance of the season, and we both like UBB, so we're going to talk about them. So, Maz, you're going to be pretty darn happy after that one.
I am indeed, and their backs were on fire as usual. Came out, boom, boom, boom. It's the tries that they score. It's the way that they score them, and the first try, LBB's first try, after about 5 minutes from Damien Penno kick. I mean, they're all just wonderful. Wonderful. What one are you showing? Are you showing the Damien Penno one? No.
No. This is
the first one. Yeah.
the other winger.
Yeah.
Rayassi.
Yeah, yes. He scored as well. I think he's got the third try. LBB came out, scored after 5 minutes.
This is the one where, what's his name?
Bucketon. Pierre Buck.
He absolutely robs Cameron Workey of a try here. If he gives this pass, Workey's walking in the corner, but no, he decides to dummy it, gets taken down, but then it's fine because all of his other really class teammates bail him out.
Yeah. There were some lovely tries. Did you see Sorelli's try for Bayonne? That was absolutely up in the air, right in the corner of one of his. Yeah.
I did see that. Unfortunately, there's no clip of it on Twitter, but I did see it, yes.
Yeah. That was probably the only highlight of Bayonne, who also, they had a fanny, didn't they?
In the first half, yeah.
Yeah.
Like 31, 34-0.
Yeah, 31-0 at half time, which is something I didn't see happening. I know Joris wasn't playing. I know they had a lot of injuries, but still, you would have expected them to score. You really would have. Yeah.
Yes, I think they did rotate a bit. I think they kind of accepted the loss. Obviously, this was at the big stadium in Matmut, but I think it was clearly UBB's best performance of the season. And I think that there might be a reason for that, Maz. I think there might have been something that was different about this game than there was to all of the other games that they've played so far this year. And his name, of course, Mon Capitan and yours, scrum half, Maxime Lucu.
He makes such a difference, doesn't he? Everything that he brings on the field, and even if it's just maybe the morale that he's on the pitch with them, I don't know, but he was class. He really was class. And him, the Chanier, as I call them, himself and Jalibert together.
Poetry in motion. I think it was a statement. I think this game was a statement from Maxime Lucu. Obviously, he's been out for the season up until now with a hand injury, but he showed up and said, "Look how much I make this team better." And he doesn't make teams better by going on solo runs, beating 3 men, incredible individual tries, crazy stuff. He just elevates it. All of his teammates around him just get better when he's on the pitch. And he's a proper captain. He's not just the guy who gets the armband because he's the best player. He's the actual leader, the key decision maker. And just seeing him come back and that whole team sing with him in that number 9 jersey, and it was great as well seeing him at the end when he got substituted and he was waving to the crowd and stuff and celebrating and stuff as he came off and things. He clearly loves life as well. And it was wonderful to see. And now apparently he's going to be straight back in with France.
Well, hard to say, isn't it? I think he'll still go for Le Garrick. Hard to know. Don't know. Hard to say what way Fabian thinks. The other player that had a fantastic game was, and I love him, as you know, Nicolas Deporter. Just love him. And he was playing number 12 this week. He was sensational as well.
We said last week when we were talking about France's potential centre partnerships, we'd like to see Deporter in there. To be honest, Maz, you've long been an advocate of Deporter, and I've been kind of like, I'm not sure. I have in the past said that UBB are the best Charnier, best halfback pairing in the world, and I'll argue that with anybody. The 2 best wingers in the world in terms of try scoring, LBB and Penno, and then the rest of the team is just functional. But I do think that Deporter is now starting to go, no, I'm actually pretty good as well. And this season so far is the best that I think he's played if you just look at his stats. But speaking of the stats, and I did warn you, Maz, that I was going to get a bit nerdy in this one,
That's fine.
is that the stats for UBB in this game, if you take those 5 players, Lucu, Jalibert, Deporter, Penaud, and LBB. LBB was playing fullback in this game, but he scored anyway. Those 5 players contributed 73% of UBB's passes. Now, you would expect Lucu and Jalibert to make well over 50% of the passes on their own, being the halfbacks. But for me, like Penaud being the 4th top passer in the game is really unusual because you would think that both with LBB and Penaud, once you get the ball, you just want them to pin their ears back and run and not worry about passing. But it's not just that those 5 were the top passers. If you take those 4, Jalibert, Deporter, Penaud, and LBB, they were also the top 4 carriers and the top 4 for meters made. I think that just goes to show, Maz, that UBB have this clear idea of, we've got some really good players. Let's just get the ball in their hands as much as humanly possible, and they will make things happen. And they did. Like Deporter was the only one of them who didn't score a try. But it's just what makes them such fun to watch, because you know that these amazing players are going to get the ball a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, and they're fantastic to see. And the other good thing from this game as well, they won all of their own scrums, 100% on the scrum. I think that may be the first time this season as well.
It was an impressive pack performance that we're not used to seeing from LBB. I will say that. Big Ben came back as well off the bench.
Yeah. He and I know he'll be away again doing international, and then he'll probably come back about mid-December for the European games. They seem to be playing him at the moment a bit more as a finisher coming on. So he's quite an impact player to bring on, isn't he?
It makes an impact. If you're knackered, having just chased Damien Penaud all around the pitch for 60 minutes, and you see that coming on, you're like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Speaking of people hating their lives, Maz, Gareth Anscombe, his move to Bayonne isn't going that great so far. Apparently, he had all sorts of dramas moving over. That's from the video that Bayonne put out on their socials. Okay. And then in the first half of this game, Bayonne's fly half made 1 pass in the whole first half. I mean, it went badly for Bayonne, full stop, but he is well behind Joris Ligons in the pecking order. This is a guy who was starting for Wales not long ago, and oosh,
Yeah, it wasn't good. And Bayonne taking 40 points. And that is the 3rd time, apparently, this season that they've taken about 40 points away from home as well. And it's not good that in the top tier of the top 14. So, yeah.
I think it's...
Can I just say something? Can I give a shout out to Tom Nichols, who listens to us every week? And Tom was over at the game. This was one of his,
Oh, yes, I remember he told us ages ago that he was planning to come to this one, didn't he?
Yeah, and he went and he had a fantastic time. He adored the stadium, he adored the whole ambience and everything like that. And he just liked the city of Bordeaux as well. So well done, Tom. Delighted you had a good time.
I will say that when it came on TV, they cut to the stadium at halftime, like during the halftime break. And like everybody had gone to the bar. Like there was no one in the seats during halftime.
You see, this is because the local people know how long it takes to get a drink in that stadium. They are not good in the bar compared to Shaban, where, okay, there's a queue, but it goes. The one at Matmut just does not move. So I think probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes before halftime, I think people were just all over the bar.
Oh, they would have missed some tries then. They would have missed seeing UBB play. What a shame. But Gareth Anscombe, all the bar staff at Matmut are our Fanny of the Week. Fanny being the French word. For the people who are new to the show, we've had some new people join. Welcome, bienvenue. We give an award every week called the Fanny of the Week. Fanny of the Week is not a rude word. Fanny is the French word for were nilled, as in did not score a point, at least in some of a game, or maybe half of a game, or the whole game. Or sometimes we just give Fanny to a person because they've been a bit of a Fanny. And we had lots of options this week, Maz, didn't we? We had loads to choose from.
Loads. We had Lyon, Montpellier, Bayonne, and there was somebody else. Who was the other? There was 4, wasn't there? Pau. Yeah, Pau. What do you call, you know, the way you've got a pride of lions and like a gaggle of geese? What's the word for a collective noun of fannies and rugby terms?
We're going to have to hand that one over to the commenters. Let us know in the comments below what is the collective noun for fannies. We'll have to get back to you on that one. But in the end, Maz, we've given them a few times this season, but as it keeps getting worse, we just have to keep talking about it. I brought up a picture of Montauban. They are not the fanny of the week. They've inflicted the fanny of the week.
Yeah.
USAP or Perpignan to you and me. 8 games in, Huit Joues, that's the wrong word, but you know what I mean, and 0 points after Huit rounds. There's going badly, and there's that.
There is that, and that's the worst performance ever since the top 14 started in 2005. Yeah, 0 wins, 0 bonus points, not a draw, and it doesn't even look sometimes like they're going to even win matches. It's not good. There's been other teams along the way. In 2021, Agen scored a bonus point on the first game. But after that, they didn't win another game, and they only had 2 points at the end of the season. But if they're going on records and historical records, 2019, I only read this today. Perpignan, they took a bonus point in their second game against Agen, but they didn't actually win a game until the 18th game of the season against Grenoble.
18 games. That's a whole URC season.
Like, what? Rereading it going, no, that's 8. No, it's 18. So, yeah, they've made history in a bad way, 0 points. Yeah. To be fair, some of those historic things at the time, you could get a bonus point for 7 points difference. Now it's 5, so it's theoretically probably a bit more difficult, but still, no. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, before
and
we go,
the coach is
sorry,
gone
go
as
on.
well. Yeah, the coach has gone into retirement, as the club put out 3 lines last night that he's gone into retirement, and the it's the forward trainer that is going to coach them for the next game against Hull.
Surely they've got to bring someone new in.
Yeah. I don't know what. Yeah, but you're bringing somebody in. There's not a lot of people out there with a good CV.
Who's the big Sam of French rugby? Who do people appoint when things are going wrong?
Karim,
yeah.
And after Karim lost it, I didn't tell you, Karim totally lost it in the press conference after the La Rochelle game. Totally lost it.
What? So Roger's watching him going, oh, I was going to do that.
Yeah, totally. He had some choice words to say. One thing, this is really reverting back to the very first game that we talked about, and I meant to say it. This is a fun fact about the La Rochelle Lyon game. 2 players on that team, the pilier gauche, Alexandre Koudami, and a sub Camon Cirelli Dunavoco, they're both from this town. They're both from where I live. And this is my local Raka top, San John Dongelly. And they both went to the local school. There was actually 4 of them that came through a group. The 2 of them, Adrian Mitu, who plays with Sayo Angalem, and he plays with Romania. He's part of the big Mitu Romanian family. And Hugo Aubrey that plays with Portugal. The 4 of them went to the same.
Yes, I have heard of him.
Yep, the 4 of them went to the same rugby school together here in the town. They're all from the town or just around the area. Yeah. So there you go. There's a fun fact.
Magnifique, Maz, magnifique. But before we go any further, I must remind people that if you are indeed enjoying what you are watching or listening to so far, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. I'm on the quest for 10,000 subscribers. Help me get there. Or if you are listening on Spotify or Apple, or if you're watching on YouTube and thinking this is great, Huw, it's a bit long in it, you can listen on Spotify or Apple, and you can subscribe there. And on Spotify, you can leave comments, and we always reply to all of the comments that we get, whether that's on Spotify, whether that's on YouTube. So we're looking forward to having discourse with you in the comments down below. We really appreciate everybody who's along with us on this journey. Okay, Maz, it's time for Le Gossip of the Week. Okay, so we've had a request for Le Gossip this week. We do requests. We do. And this one has come from our friends. The wonderful David from Scrum of the Earth has said, I want this to be your gossip of the week. And it's thank God he came to the party, Maz, because we were struggling for gossip up until now. And he is giving us one of our favorite vehicles for gossip. Your man Altrad, Mohammed Altrad of MHR. What on earth has he been up to this week?
Well, it's not so much as what he's been up to as but the whole kind of sorry situation that goes on there. Uruguay and the AB's, what do they call them? The first team?
So it's complicated with the All Blacks. You've got the All Blacks, you've got the Mouldy All Blacks, and then you've got the All Blacks 15. And that's what this
15.
is.
Yeah, the 15. They're supposed to play there on the 16th of November. And the game has now actually been moved to Béziers, because this is an old problem. The Montpellier City Council has said that the pitch is unplayable, or if the game is played, the pitch will become unplayable, and then that the Montpellier Rugby Club will have to pay for any damage caused to the pitch. Now, last year, I don't know if you can remember, some of the games, Montpellier games, were moved to Béziers because the pitch was unplayable.
So this is the weird kind of situation in France where the council owns the ground.
Yeah, there's a few of them. They don't own them. They give a lot of money to it, and a lot of them are owned by the council, but this is definitely owned by the council. The Altrad built the stadium, and it was bought back by this city. Oh, don't ask me what year, but quite a few years ago now. I think the problems began the year of the Olympics. It was used as a lot of for training for teams, for rugby, for football, and things like that. And I think the pitch was overused. And then when it came to the rugby time, and then there was a bad spell of weather, the pitch became unplayable and they moved it out. Anyway, of course, Altrad's not happy. And he wrote a letter saying how unhappy he
wrote a letter?
A letter. Oh, yeah, you have to do things by the book. He wrote a letter to council saying how unhappy he is, because Altrad is the sponsor of the All Blacks. And he wanted, remember that? Is he the first sponsor of the All Blacks that they've had a major sponsor on the jersey? I can't remember. That I don't know, but he was the first major sponsor of the French team. They never before. The France only ever had their little logo and the Le Coq Sportif or whatever.
How did he secure that deal, Maz?
Enough now that you should mention that. His rugby director, Monsieur Laporte, who was at the time head of the FFR. Well,
we don't know for a fact that the envelopes were brown.
Yeah, they did. And they got a suspended jail sentence that they're appealing. And I read quite recently, this appeal that was supposed to now been going on in November has been put back onto the year 10,000 because all the courts are taken up with Marine Le Pen and her European appeal things. So there you go. We might never see the end of that. So he wrote a letter and saying how unhappy he was about the situation. And apparently the city and the club have signed a deal that the games have to stay there until 26-27. But again, he's brought up the whole thing that he's going to build his own stadium and that the city can go and get lost. But this is another end of it. Don't mix politics and rugby, but there's elections coming up soon. And he before stood in the elections in 2013, I think, and didn't do that quite well. I think he got about 13% of the vote. So he hasn't said if he's standing in these local elections or not. But he's milling around with certain politicians at the moment, so it looks like he might be. There you go.
What a guy. What a character. What a character. Anyway, so that's... Thank you, David, for finding gossip for us, because we would have been lost without you. We absolutely would have. Let's get on to the stat of the week. Okay, so there's overlap this week between the stat of the week and the did you see that of the week. So the stat of the week is that this week we had no fewer than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 set players score a doublé, which is 2 tries in a single game. We had Paul Boudahon for La Rochelle, who was playing second row this week. One of the very best players in France. I will keep saying it. Absolutely standout player. He should start every game for France, in my opinion. Juita Wyningolo also got a double for Lyon, the second of which Maz missed. So I had to tell her that the ball squirted out of the ruck and he flopped on it and then scored. Aliveretti Lower scored a double for Clermont. We had Noah Nene scored a double for Stade Francais. Also, Flash Dakawanga also scored a double for Stade Francais. Damien Penaud scored a double for UBB. And we had Ferte scored a double for Toulon against Toulouse. He's rapid. I didn't really know anything about him. He's unbelievably fast.
He's very fast, isn't he? Yeah, yeah.
But which makes it even more remarkable that our Did You See That of the week is not a man who scored a double, but it is instead a man who scored a triple. Yes, 3 tries in 1 game, or a hat trick to you and me. That man is one of our favourite players. We will sing the praises of him all day long. Juan Cruz Malia for Toulouse, scored 3 tries in 18 minutes. He got 129 meters, 12 carries, 5 passes, 4 out of 5 tackles were successful, 4 defensive leads and 3 line breaks, 3 tries, 2 kicks, 2 offloads, 1 try assist, 1 dominance hit, and 0 penalties conceded. Maz, what a player.
Yeah, we love him, don't we? Yeah, yeah. He's just sensational, isn't he? Just sensational. And those stats speak for themselves, don't they?
They absolutely do. If people ask me who's the most underrated rugby player in the world, I say Juan Cruz Malia, because something about him playing for Argentina, maybe, I don't know, he's like less in the people's eye than the English speaking countries, but his performances for both club and country recently have been absolutely sensational. He's been standout in what is probably the best Los Pumas team ever, or at least up there for that award. And then he's won everything with Toulouse.
Yeah.
He is in Toulouse's best 15, which is no mean feat. If you look at their back 3, you got Malia, Kinghorn, Ramos, Capurso, and I would say that Malia is definitely the starter from those. He's played 10 for them when Roman O'Gara has been injured. He can fill in the midfield, he can play fullback, can play wing. He's a proper utility back, and he just makes the world go round for Toulouse. I think he's absolutely sensational. I do also want to, in this game, call out Roman O'Gara, who's a guy we've given a little bit of a hard time on this podcast because, you know, we love people like Mathieu Jalibert and Joris Sigons, but I think this game is Roman O'Gara's best performance since he's done his ACL. That he put in against Toulon. He was the top carrier, the top tackler, and the top meters for Toulouse in this game. No, he wasn't. He was behind Malia for meters. He was top for something else, but he was top for 3 stats. I think absolutely top defenders beaten. It's the kind of game which it's the kind of performance that you didn't think Roman O'Gara had in him anymore, and his kick passing was sublime as well.
Oh, yeah. He had a fantastic game, didn't he? Yeah, he really did. So he's back in form just in time for Le Blues.
He absolutely. I think he's pretty much with. Oh, we haven't mentioned it yet, but Mathieu Jalibert picking up his customary lower limb undisclosed minor muscle strain that rules him out of French contention, so that Galtier doesn't have to pick him.
Yeah. 7-1 bench. If Galtier is going to 7-1 bench, Jalibert was never even going to get a look in, was he? But no, I think in fairness, the look on his face when he was coming off, it was, I think he's done, a little bit of damage. Not serious, thankfully, but a little bit,
But I think Roman O'Gara is, with this performance, justified his position in the team, in my opinion. So that's the middle bit of the show done and dusted. So just a reminder before we go any further, if you want to support this YouTube channel even further, you can hit the join button. It was previously only on PC, but I think now if you go on Mac, if you go on iPhones, you will see a little join button below the video. If you hit that, 99 pence per month, it goes to help me support this channel. More content means more money. But if you do it, you will get access to exclusive videos, a catalogue of nearly 20, I think, at this point. Exclusive videos that you won't find anywhere else. Behind the scenes stuff, deleted scenes, match day vlogs. And I'm hugely grateful to anybody who takes me up on that offer. So thank you in advance. Right, last portion of the show, Maz. Before we do our predictions for round nerf, we have to talk about our Fijian of the week. So who are you picking this week?
My favourite part of the show. I mean, I seriously could pick Tuisova every week, couldn't I? The man is sensational. He really is. It's
His
the best
defense is
form.
so underrated. You talk about his attack, but he's defensively incredible as well.
Yeah. It's his best season, I think, in a long, long time. So yeah, I could pick him every week. Vanikolo scored a double, but my Fijian of the week is Flash Dakuwaka. His 50th game for Stade Francais, and he gets a double. And
Oh, I'll see if I can find his try. I've just remembered about his try.
His try. As I said, he's been practicing that move all week because it came off. He gave one of his customary kick-ons, but it actually came back off a Montpellier player. Have you found it? And
Yep.
is this? Yeah, this is it. Came back off the player. He just burst through. It was
He
so.
he definitely means this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
It's
what I said.
beautiful, to be fair to him. Yeah, it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, it definitely did. And his second came from a pass from Jeremy Ward down the right-hand line. And yeah, 2 beautiful tries. His 50th game. 5 tries in 5 games as well for the boy. So he's going good. His knee is holding up. The new pitch seems to be helping that a lot because they're now gone hybrid. They're not full plastic anymore.
Ooh, well, I think that must be because of the football, surely.
Yeah, exactly. There was actually a football game there, I believe, the night before. So they did well to switch all of that around in a
Well
day.
done to the ground staff. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You did also say to me that after the Lyon game, you said, I hope that Flash scores because we can't just pick one N'Golo every week.
I know. And there was quite a few, so Okolo from Claremont, he got a lovely try as well. ISC, so there was a few to pick, but yeah, no, delighted.
There was a few to
for him.
pick. There was a few to pick. Okay, on to our predictions for round 9 of the Top 14. Starting with Toulon versus Lyon at home. I can't see anything but a Toulon winning this one, Maz.
Yeah. They'd have to. Yeah, they'll have to. Yeah,
They have to.
they have to win. They
Montpellier
actually
versus
have to win.
yeah, they actually do. Montpellier versus Clermont. Ooh, that's interesting.
Mm.
I'm kind of thinking Clermont.
They have a few away, don't they? But
not that many.
Not that many. They may do, but they're shocking away from home. Remember what happened in Bayonne? They're not great. This is the thing.
Yeah, but they sent like the under 12s.
Yeah. I'm funnily enough going for Montpellier. Not because I want them to, but I just think that they might.
Yeah.
Mm.
Ooh. Okay. Next up, Battle of the Peas. This is going to be a terrible one for the pop filter. And for Pau versus Perpignan.
Pau,
yeah. I think it's got to be. Even without Joe Simmons, it's got to be Pau.
Yeah.
Bayonne versus Montauban. Bayonne don't lose at home. Don't need to talk about it.
Yeah.
Cast versus UBB. Ooh.
Yeah.
Cast are a funny team. You forget about them and then they beat someone. And then you go, oh, yeah. And then they get thrashed again every other week.
Yeah. And they're hard enough to beat at home. And UBB are missing... they're missing the French players. They're missing Ben. They're missing Rayassi. So...
Yeah, I'm going Casts.
So am I, unfortunately. Yeah. Draw.
And then we got El Clasico. Toulouse versus Stade Francais at 8 o'clock on Saturday night. That's definitely the game of the weekend for me. They call it El Clasico because these are the 2 most successful teams in France.
Yeah, exactly. And they picked that from it's a soccer thing, so
Spanish
that's what
football.
they're taking it from that. And it's a shame again that when they were doing all of their draws and stuff like that, this game shouldn't be during the international kind of break for the international players. It really shouldn't. But there you. But then maybe they were looking at Stade Francais last year and going,
Well, Stade Francais, this is actually first versus second as well.
Yeah, I know. So it's a big game. Yeah.
Looking forward to it. It'd be fun if Stade Francais won. Can you imagine?
It would really be fun.
I don't think they will, but it'd be fun. La Rochelle versus Racing 92. Who do you want to win?
Can I first say one thing about Racing? I miss Jacky L. Where has he gone? He has totally disappeared off our radar. I don't even think he was at the last 2 home games because
This is at Cretan and he doesn't want to go there.
probably he was at them last year. And even when you see photographs of things being exchanged with presidents of clubs and that, I didn't see him. Definitely, he wasn't there this week. So I miss Jackie L. We need the return of Jackie L for a start. Oh God. Oh. Fanny 0-0. That's not going to happen.
Was it last season? It was Racing versus Toulon at Cretan, and it was 0-0 at half time. And people were saying, this is the worst rugby match of all time.
I know. La Rochelle at home. Yeah.
Oh, is it La Rochelle at home?
Yeah, it is, isn't
Oh,
it?
it is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, easy. You are right. Of course. Of
yeah.
course.
Sunday night. Is it Sunday night? Yeah, Sunday night drama. Yeah.
Sunday night Cattles with Robbie Knock. Can't wait. Saturday night's going to be better this week. But any final thoughts before I close the show?
I don't think so. I think I may have covered all up. Think so? Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Madam Maz. If everybody has enjoyed what they've listened to so far, I keep messing up the endings of these. I can't remember what it is that I say. I hope that everybody's enjoyed. If you have, subscribe. You've gotten to the end. You must have liked it a bit, so please subscribe. And that just leaves me to say merci beaucoup, Madam Maz.
Avec plaisir, you.
Mercy to everybody for watching. Enjoy your rugby, and I hope everybody's team wins. Bye bye.
Bye bye.